So here's another extremely powerful secret dungeon mastering technique that I made for myself. I'm not claiming that I'm first one to have done it. Probably somebody has done it way before me for storytelling of one sort or another, but I'll tell you my unique approach to it. How does a dungeon master train to describe things? Well, one of the many methods is description sequence. How do you train for description sequence is what it is? Well, how to train it is to go on a location that you like and see it again and think to yourself, why do you like it and what would you describe about it and how would you do it? Now you want to either do this in your own mind or record yourself speaking or write it down. I have been, due to my circumstances of not having resources frequently, been doing it entirely inside my own mind, never before recording it or writing it down or anything, and I have been doing it for years and years and years and years and years, and I've gotten decent at it, I'm sure. But the thing is, you can, with modern, well, semi-modern, very not modern anymore technology, record your voice and, well, you can listen to yourself speak about it later. Now, if you know the location well, like your favorite part of the park or something like that, you'll be able to listen to yourself how efficient you are, whether you described it well and how efficiently did you do it, because you want to do it briefly yet effectively, and you want to be satisfied with how it went and how would it make an impression on another person that hasn't seen the place so that they can see the place inside themselves. And then you want to later, if you have the time and who to do it with, you want to test it on another person when you get good enough with that location to check for what the impression is of a person who has never seen the place or has seen the place, but you're not going to tell them ahead of time that that's the place. You want them to recognize it. You want to then ask them questions to see how well do they see the place. And this is how you can make sure that there is a shared vision around the table later on when you use all these techniques secretly and not so overtly on your players. But let's continue. If you are not going to be bothered going to a physical location in our world, because let's face it, most of the times I don't bother. So what do? I remember a place from a game I like or a novel I like. I remember a place and then I train describing that place to myself. And then, well, that's how I train description. And the efficiency you get from it, when you check yourself, you get description sequence. That's the description sequence. You get to figure out why you should place some pieces of description first and some later, when you should say this, when you should say that, when you should not say something, and when you should say something that you thought you shouldn't say. That's how you get the description sequence that works with the human mind so that they see the location in an intuitive way that then works well as an interface for your role-playing. That's what the description sequence is, a sequence of when, what, how, to whom, where, and so on. But now you know why, so you'll be able to build one. And when you build one, it's kind of universal. It sort of frequently overlaps for any location. Why you should say some things first, why you should say some things last, and what things go in the middle, and when things are secret and when things are not, and when things are a hint and when things are just a superfluous description that you don't need, and what you should cut. Those things are pretty universal, and you'll just be good at adjusting on the fly and be great at improvising descriptions at one point when you get the hang of your description sequence. But I feel that if I hadn't been very much outside when I was very little, and if I haven't read many books that I have and played many games, I wouldn't have been as good at it as I was when I started DMing. So don't worry if you don't have a lot of experience with this yet, because it's something I did more or less for fun even before I was a dungeon master, so it might take a bit of practice. Things usually take a bit of practice, but they're fun when you're done, aren't they? They get pretty, you get skilled, things are fun to show off, and you enjoy, right? So adventure, if you thought this was unique, maybe you can spare me a click and I could see you here next week or even every week, because I certainly have that much content for you. I'm Em, and welcome to the DM table. See you next time. Bye.